Later tonight, following your late local news, in fact, a new era will begin at 30 Rock in New York, where lucky members of the audience filed in for tonight's taping of episode 1 of The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon. After a hugely successful run in Los Angeles, Jay Leno has passed the baton east to Jimmy. And before we left New York, Jimmy sat down with us in his old studio to talk about tonight's debut, what it all means, and what those of us in the audience can expect to see.
I'm just excited, and it's all starting to sink in now. It's becoming real. And you're going like, wow, I can see everything now. This is actually going to happen.
And it's going to happen in New York, not just because Jimmy Fallon is from here, but because he believes the show belongs here. There's nothing like being in this building. There's nothing like being in this city. It really does infuse the broadcast. It's huge.
That's where Tonight Show started, actually in the actual studio where we are going to be. That's where Johnny Carson was. That's where Jack Parr was. There's Broadway. There's Times Square. Something glamorous about it, you know? And I think that is the Tonight Show.
Fallon moves an hour earlier as part of a package deal, along with his announcer and close friend Steve Higgins and The Roots. They've composed the new theme music, which Jimmy debuted for us from his iPhone into his microphone with live narration.
Black and white shots. Just beautiful New York. Then pan up. The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. Color. Then it's people walking around. And Higgins will be doing the announcement.
Higgins will be doing
tonight's guests are Emmanuel Lewis.
Yeah.
The musical guest, Creed.
702 Las Vegas.
I mean, of course, I've always called out the number of the show, and then if it's, here he is, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, that's good. The time slot will now be fought over by two Jimmys and a Dave, along with all the other media out there slugging it out for the turf Johnny Carson used to own outright.
Hashtag, is it Friday yet?
Fallon has modernized late-night comedy. There are parodies and games of chance, celebrities throwing things, a lot of drinking, some chest waxing, there's slow jamming, some better than others. Jimmy does Jagger and Bruce and Dylan, and what's become a Fallon signature, his Friday night thank you notes.
Thank you, Hamburger Helper Glove, for helping me cook and for never mentioning how you lost a finger.
Jimmy Fallon is built to please. He works for laughs, works for the approval of his audience in the studio and at home. And at home, things have changed for Jimmy. The Fallons are new parents of daughter Winnie, who has his full attention.
I'm remembering things as they're happening now more. I'm enjoying the moment more because when you have a baby, you enjoy all of their moments. Wow, we're all walking. We're all going
His audition for SNL seems so long ago.
It's a bus-a-thon!
But he got the job and stayed 6
money.
years, then late night, now The Tonight Show. He says it's all still surreal. We ended our interview with a walk from Jimmy's old studio across the hall to his beautiful new home. And while our cameras were not allowed in because the network did not want to spoil tonight's debut, it's hard to adequately describe what we saw. You guys can't. I can't believe you've done this all in pink.
Well, pink is the new blue.
And why the urinal?
You know, just efficiency. Maybe the hot tub is too much. I'm keeping the urinal.
Are you sure this is going to be ready for tonight?
Whew. It better be. We're going on the air.
And another thing that we'll just have to wait until we see the first episode tonight, the new opening sequence by director Spike Lee. Jimmy's first guests are Will Smith and U2. And to our friend Jimmy, long may you run.